skid it, skid it, skid it. Scooby Doo bop bop ooh, skid it, skid it. Skid it. Skid it. Scooby Doo bop bop skid it, skid it, skid it, skid it, skid it, skid it. Scooby Doo hey, let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Hey, that's slide. Hey. Yeah, hey. Let's get it. Let's get it. Scooby Dooby bop bop. Ooh, let's get it. Now I'm out of breath. Alright, so check it out. Hold on. Alright now. Alright now, god damn it. Alright, so as you can tell by the title, boom, this live shit gonna be about sometimes. So let's get a little serious on this because this is more of a, I don't know how to describe it, but definitely a more serious video, a more, you know what I'm saying, something that I ain't gonna sit here and be all like all over the place about because this one actually is deep, is the best way to say it. And this video, you can tell by the title, like I said before, is sometimes you just come into the wrong life. Now let's get serious for a second, all right? So when I say that, we're gonna just be straight up and direct about it. We're not gonna beat around the bush, but I'm gonna tell you exactly what I mean and why I say this. And one of the first reason is not being from. Damn, excuse me. First one is not being from here, right? And understanding that. So here's the thing. Like I broke down on my other video. If you haven't watched the video about being a starseed, you should go check that one out too, because you'll understand this video, this live better. But when you're a starseed or you're AKA of being a being that's not from this space, not from this star system, things of this world doesn't naturally resonate with you. You may not like it, or you may find yourself having a hard time getting with the program, but they call it AKA getting your 1212, AKA making ends meet here because you're not from this system. So all the elements and alchemy and energies that play out naturally in this realm, because it's just one planet, one realm, one world, then you may have a hard time because you're not from here. And everything that deals with this world, it will be harder for you to kind of get with the program. You can achieve these things and over time learn when you put a lot of energy work into them, but these are not your natural spiritual natures. So it will eventually play out as a hell to you. So you have to become your own source here because since you're not from here, the energies won't be working in your favor because this isn't your natural spiritual home. This ain't your natural. The way this earth moves, this wave, this planet moves in a certain frequency of vibration. And since your spirit naturally is not from here, it naturally either goes against the grain or it does not move in a certain type of in the way that this earth likes it to do. Because this earth, this spiritual plane, is vibrating in a certain frequency. It's ride on a certain frequency and vibrating on a certain vibration that you're not from here, so you don't resonate with that. So it will play out as either you going against the grain or things naturally happening in your life that naturally go against your favor. And every you be like, why this happening to me? These are people that have hard lives that end up offing themselves. And I'm gonna get into this because a lot of people don't want to talk about this. Some people do, but not a lot because everybody's so sensitive about it. But it's important to know this because you need to know yourself. So when I say sometimes you just come into the wrong life, if you're not from here, you really not from here. So you're not supposed to necessarily be here. Now here's the thing. Here's the thing. I'm not saying that means go off yourself. Cause listen to me closely. Cause I know how people be. That don't mean necessarily go out there and off yourself. What I'm saying is, you're when you're not from here and you're a star seed, aka you're from another star system. You're not from this world. You're not from this star system. Like I broke down before, you naturally don't resonate with this world, and this world's energies don't naturally resonate with you. So what does that mean? You won't feel comfortable here spiritually. Now you can get with the program, aka you can learn a lot of stuff from this because it's still an accumulation. Everything is not bad or negative or good or positive because these still be a learning lesson that you come from this world. I mean that you come into this world when you leave this world and go back to where you're from and go to another world or another realm that you can. That's an accumulation that you built that you've developed. So now that's another accumulation to your spirit and soul that made your spirit bigger, that you could take an even a more bigger vessel or be much more equipped and have much more ability, whatever and whatever life you go that you could bring this with you. You see what I'm saying? But understanding that you're not gonna be getting help from external influences, not spiritually or physically. So if you're not from here, you have to build your own source. Like I talk about all of our spirits, you have to build enough source. We're all stars. You have to build enough light, aka that's internal light, to manifest and attract the things that go in your favor. And you have to build your spirit size bigger, because the bigger your spirit size, that's like you becoming a bigger over. So that's your spirit becoming bigger. You take up more space as a spirit, and that plays out is your spirit being able to substantiate you better. So you can do less or little. You can lose less or little to none to get to point A to point B. Whereas another person be in a situation, if their spirit very small, they may have to work that much harder just to get to point A to point B. But your spirit be bigger, you're more of a source. You see what I'm saying? You're more of a source. You emanate more light spiritually. So things are naturally manifest more in your life. More, I hate to say use words like easier, but technically somewhat, or just knowing, like I said before, you'll be able to get to point A to point B with less effort. But you're still always gonna put in work because we in the physical realm, so you have to use your body in some shape or form, or else you're just gonna be sitting right where you at. But if your spirit is really vibrating that strong, if your soul is really vibrating that strong, and your frequency is that broad, then it's gonna be in a situation where you're gonna manifest a lot more into your life. One, and then two, you might manifest a lot of more stuff in your life more at ease, or you having to do little or less to none to achieve these certain things. So understand that first, and that's why I break down about sometimes you come into the wrong life. But I say that because depending on how small your spirit is, like I said, if you're not from here, it's gonna play out as a hell. Especially if you're not your own source here, it's really gonna play out as a hell, and you will be forced to have to try to build your own spirit. But here's the two things that may stop that for some people. If you're in a situation where you are not on a certain, if you're not constantly tapping into your spiritual path here and you're not from somewhere else, and you're just only going in with this wave only, aka going along with the earth and not finding your own internal spirituality, first of all, you're gonna 9 out of 10 gonna not do that anyway because you're naturally not from here, so these things don't make you comfortable. But if you're just forcing yourself because your desire is so strong to gain whatever financial gain or physical gain that's here, then you'll find yourself stuck in the pattern of hell, especially if your spirit is not broad enough, aka you haven't become your own source. So it's gonna play out as you just being in hell, and things are naturally just going way against the grain, going way out of your favor. And these be people that if your spirit that small and you not your source, and your spirit so small that it would take you more than one lifetime to build up enough source here, I still encourage you to build your source. But these be things where it be like sometimes we do make mistakes by coming here, because see what people don't understand that mean is this: nobody told us to come here. Y'all think it's the way it is, but really we are going to these worlds and realms based on desires. And for you to even be vibrating that low to get brought down into this density is already mean that we have fallen, we have fell short spiritually to be in this low vibrational space. But it go deeper than that too, because here's the thing: even if your spirit is small and it's not as ascended or broad enough to take a higher vessel, if you're not from here, you still chose to come to this particular earth. You still chose to come to this particular world. You didn't go to a world that went more so in your favor. And see, that's another thing there. You didn't go to a realm that resonated more so with your favor. You came to a world that went against the grain, went against your favor. So a lot of the blame is on us with these lives that we live, because how we vibrate and manifested these things. But I don't tell people to put all the burden on ourselves, because there's a lot of external influences. But if you here, especially if you're a Star City, you're not from here, you was into some type of desire, and you came down here for whatever desire that you. Here's the thing: we create the purpose. It's not like something already laid out for us. We create the purpose. You see what I'm saying? A lot of stuff that we was doing in the last life carries out in the one that we doing now. Or we might do something else and change it up, and you know what I'm saying? We create the purpose. But understand that. And then moving on, um, not then my next topic I'm gonna talk about is it not being worth it. See, here's the thing: I hate to get into these touchy topics because we not on no full understanding of their life. And I know it's gonna sound crazy, but it's like sometimes you can live a life that make you feel like it's not worth it. You can live a life that make you feel like, oh, what's the point of doing this? What's the point of doing X, Y, and Z? Because, like I said, if you come from here and you're not from this world and you live in a life, some people be in situations where you don't have no friends. You gotta look at it like this. You gotta understand, some people being living a life where everybody got their own thing that they value, that they look at that's worth it, because worth is different than somebody else. That is very subjective. That's a subjective word. But overall, we here to experience, right? So you can never tell nobody what they should live for, what they should do, how they should feel about their circumstances, none of that. But understand, like I said, we experience spiritually, we are here to experience. There's no reason for us to come here and be all just only by ourselves. There would be no point for us to come into this external yang realm. We should just stand in the yin and be in our own world, within our own spirits. There would be no purpose of you to get born into a realm of reality to experience others and to experience the accumulation that we all teamwork make the gene work to accumulate this world in the first place. You gotta look at it like that, and I look at it like this. Some people be out there, and some people live lives. You gotta look at it. Some people look at lives where they don't have no friends. They don't have people around them that vibrate on their same um vibratory frequency are on the same frequency than them, aka they're not around like-minded people. They're not around people that feel the same way about things that they feel around. They don't have people that they can get along with that are into the same thing to them, and they don't have nobody at all friendship wise. They don't have any friends. They're lonely. Some people are in a situation where they don't have that and they don't have relationships. They don't have, you see what I'm saying, sexual experiences. There's they may not even have their own bread. They may try hard, but they may not be able to get their one too. They may be in a situation where they have to be depending on somebody else for the moment because of their lack of spiritual, either their lack of spiritual strength or their lack of spiritual ability at the moment. That all these things can be developed and built. But let's be real. If you're not in that situation yet, sometimes life do play out like it not be worth it because you are here to experience. And if you just that void, aka your spirit, your space, your life is that void. There's no friendships in your life. There's nobody's around you that resonate with you, that's like minded like you, that you can hang around with and experience stuff with time to time. You're not in no relationships with the opposite sex, building relationships, learning. You're not having no type of even your sex life. That's a form of relating too, by the way. If there's none of that is happening, if you're not even in a situation where you got enough of your own currency, aka money, to be substantiated and to be able to sustain your own self. We not saying, oh, you gotta be rich and all like that. We not talking about that. We not talking about that. We not talking about even being at the top of everybody want the perfect life. Oh yes, high horses, sweets and peaches and rainbows and this great gold life and no, we're not even saying that. We not talking about like that. Everybody wanna be at the top. Everybody not at the top, a small amount is. We just talk about basic necessities of life. You can be in a situation where you lack relationships in your life. So you may feel lonely, but you may have one or two, three friends that you go out, have a drink with every now and then, that you may have coffee with or do little events with that can kind of make you feel a little bit satisfied and fulfilled, even though you still gonna feel the way you feel. Not to be real, we human beings, we spiritual beings too. We still gonna feel the way we feel about whatever area of life that we lack at the moment. You know what I'm saying? And we feel void in or unfulfilled. But having that little piece of somebody every now and then can help us a lot better. You may be in a situation where you don't have no friends, or aka you don't have people that's around you that like minded like you, that resonate on the same, feel the same way about things like you feel, or just like minded people around you that could be friends and that you do stuff with in general. Anyway, but you might have a girlfriend, or if you're a female, you might have a boyfriend, or you might have a partner that you taking seriously and they taking you seriously, and y'all may be just it may be just y'all, but y'all still experiencing, and that's somebody that you can look at like, okay, but I still got this. Yeah, I don't got well, this. I wish I could be like this and go out with the guys and have a group of people I could talk with, because everybody need a break from the partner too. Don't get it twisted. So these things are needed, but you can still be like, okay, but I got this person. They got something. You may be a person where you lonely as hell. You don't have relationships. You not effing. You not having no sexual experiences, and you don't have no friendships around you and so you super lonely. You mainly by yourself. You don't got no relationships, no girlfriends. You're not having a sex life. You're not in a situation where you got friends that resonate with you or nothing. You don't got family that's close to you or nothing. But but maybe you got your own bread, aka your own physical currency down here that can play out. Is you may have to do it by yourself, and so there's a big feeling of void and unfulfilledness in your life, but you still can go out and take trips and travel on your own and experience life on yourself. Granted, it's still gonna always be a sense of that hole, that unfulfilled, that voidness, because that's something that you still, it ain't the same as when you do it with other people. A lot of things you do want to do, not just by yourself, but that's still an ability you got. So every now and then you can still spend money on yourself, spend leisure on yourself, do things with yourself, buy stuff that can make you happy for a second. Buy stuff that can please you, that can satisfy for you a second. Even if it don't last forever, you can still do stuff. And people can make you look at it as coping, but you gotta have something. So people, you can still do stuff that caters to you to help you through that travel spiritually, because it's just an experience. I'm gonna say this, through that physical experience that is truly just a spiritual travel at the moment, and a spiritual experience as well, that can help you through that physical experience to make those things be easier for you. So you can look at it as a crutch, but that's something that can help you get through that. Because sometimes you need a crutch. That's why how you think crutches get manifested physically. Sometimes you need something to hold you up when you're going through that until you heal up. Because that's like it spiritually. You break down a muscle, it's gonna build back again. You break a bone, usually a bone might grow back stronger. You see what I'm saying? Um, but you just using certain terms physically. I ain't even trying to equate it to the physical too much because that's people don't understand it. It is pure source, but that's just how things play out. And sometimes it's like that. But even though that person that maybe lonely, don't have no relationships, they don't have no friends at the moment, they not effing it, they not having no relationship with people, they lonely by themselves, but they can still go out and spend money on themselves and still enjoy themselves sometimes, Even if they don't got nothing in their void and they have those thoughts like, damn, I wish I could do this with somebody else. They still got that ability. But if you a person and you don't got none of these things and you completely void, that is such thing is not worth it. And I ain't gonna lie to you because the government don't like what I'm saying. The hell with all y'all. I look at it like this. I'm gonna keep it real with you. See, here's the difference. I ain't say go off yourself. I ain't say that because we finna get into that now. I ain't say that. I'm just saying let's keep it real. There is such thing as a life worth living and life not worth living. Here's the thing. It don't matter how low you are or how high you are. Everybody got some type of fight that they deal with. Ain't nobody like perfect because we down here in the first place. We in this low density in the first place. So ain't nobody like perfect. Ain't nothing perfect. You see what I'm saying? I mean, we are individually perfect ourselves because can't nobody be you like you from an individual perspective. But I'm saying all of our qualities of life, since we have to interact with other people and we live in a world amongst everybody else, not just ourselves, nobody's life is 100% perfect. I don't care if it's 85% good, it's going to be 15% about it, something you don't like. You might not like that your room was this size. You might not like that, you see what I'm saying? And so everybody got their own level of fight. From the lowest level to the highest level. You got some people that's in the high realm down here, aka they may be in a rich family, but they be like suicidal and they be in situations where they got other stuff going on in their life that's overwhelming them. Then you got people that's in lower realities down here, aka they may be born dirt poor, but whatever gravy porridge they get, they happy. Whatever little thing they get to go outside, they may not have no phone or nothing. They jumping around barefoot, running around doing cartwheels, and that's fun to them because that's what's making them happy for them to even have the ability to do that. They find satisfaction in that. So everything is different. Everything is different. I think it does come down more so to a person's spiritual spirit, in to an extent, because how you view it is based upon your own spirit. But don't get it effed up. There's rich people, wealthy people that's living great lives. That's in happy spaces. There's poor people that's in deep hell and they hate their life. You see what I'm saying? And they can't wait to do something negative to them. But you gotta understand that. And so everything is a different. It's a spectrum. People call it a paradox. Everything is a spectrum. Everything is a different spectrum that opposes another spectrum. What you see good to this might not be good for you, but what's good for you may not be good for that other thing. You see what I'm saying? And it just plays out in different fractals. But enough of me rambling. Just understand that though. Just understand that. And so you can be in any situation in your life and make that a hell for yourself, depending on how your spirit is, how your soul is vibrating and what frequency you want it to move. Remember that too. But it's a difference. See, everything ain't about money. That's what people don't get though. Cause see, I just broke that down for an example. But see, everything ain't about money. You see what I'm saying? Like I broke down before. If you don't got none of these things, if you don't got money, if you don't got aka financial freedom to do what you want to do to satisfy and please yourself, if you don't got relationships, if you don't got friendships, if you don't got no sexual activity, sex life at all, nigga, if you ain't got nothing going on like that and you completely void and all your spaces are empty spiritually and all these areas of your life is empty and void and unfulfilled, that's a different story. That ain't really a worth living because name something in it that's worth living. You may say, oh yeah, but I got a craft, but if that craft ain't making you no money, eventually you got to get the bills paid and that craft ain't gonna allow you to, if that make you happy, that make you happy, but other things come with that if you don't got nothing else to help sustain that craft. If you don't got the money to keep buying stuff to do that craft, you see what I'm saying? So it all works in different paradigms and stuff like that. But you don't have a person in your life that can help you out more than money can. So that will benefit you. So you don't need the money as much. Because that person can benefit you more than money can. See what I'm saying? But that's what I'm saying. If you don't got none of these things, then that will be what you call not worth living. Because if that's the point, what's the point of being here? Because it's like you here to experience anyway. We here to experience. There would be no reason experience. Now you could have got lost and came here and came in for a desire, and so that don't mean that you're supposed to be here. God didn't tell you to be here. You chose spiritually to experience this astral travel, this realm, this world, and earth. So that ain't no they ain't on your spirit. That ain't on God. That ain't on nothing. That's your experience, but you chose to still experience that, which means ain't nobody telling you that you shouldn't get out. You can do what you want to do. This is your own vessel, your own life. I'm not encouraging nobody to do nothing. I'm just saying this is the power that you got. How dare somebody outside of you tell you what you should do with your own vessel? That's their own life. Because I don't encourage nobody to go out when they do these crazy things to other people and do these mass things where they go out and do mass harm to people. See what I'm saying? But nobody want to get these people help. Nobody don't really want to help these people deeply and get to the root of their problem. They'd rather be fake and but it's gonna keep happening. That's what y'all don't get. Being emotional about it, you ain't doing. Get off your A and help somebody. They dealing with these issues, help them. Stop being quick to try to take somebody's page down because they said this. Stop being quick to try to call somebody crazy because they did this. Yeah, they crazy. Help their ass out. Stop sitting there and sitting on your behind talking crazy, talking down on them, thinking that you're better than somebody else because you don't have to deal with these issues. You don't know what transpired. You don't know what be on a person's mind. You don't know what make them feel the way that they feel. So help them out. Add real help, or else you equating to this damage. You putting in energy work to help people be in this type of stuff. Because clearly it ain't stopped. It's still people getting mass harm done to them. So clearly whatever you doing, the government doing or whatever ain't working. Period. So like, come on now, let's be real. Come on now, come on now. It ain't come on now. Ain't nobody that stupid. We so logical in this one area. We so smart. Oh, that's this. Let's be down to earth. Let's be realistic. Let's not talk spiritual. Let's not talk. Okay, well, let's be serious and realistic then. Realistic, logically speaking, what y'all been doing previously ain't been helping. So switch it up. Boom. Next topic. Now, the last thing I'm gonna talk about is positives and benefits. Now, the positives and benefits of like I said before, like if you a starseed or you're not from here, the positives and benefits. If you in the positives and benefits of being a starseed sometimes is there be certain traits, not characteristics, but there be certain traits, certain abilities internally, and they could manifest into being physical depending on how you correlate them. In the world, or human being, adult here may not necessarily have. Even if you are kids or whatever you want to look, there's certain abilities that you may have that another person may not have. Another one is internally, right? There's certain imaginations that you may have that may be broader out, which means what? Your creativity level will be more broader out. You may have more creativity than another person, and that can help you also get more close to the point A to point B. Now, it's still gonna be harder for you because you're not from here, so you're not. It's rare that you're gonna be a person that's put up into these family situations, being put out a certain type of way that you getting help. Because you're not gonna really get help like that if you would start because you're not from here. But you having these certain abilities and this level of creativity can help you put yourself. Because remember, I said you gotta be your own source. Having these things can help you put yourself on. Can put yourself on the map way faster too. And that's pretty much it. But that's how it goes down. Because a lot of times you'll start to see your, like, even when you astral travel internally, part of how far you can astral travel is a lot of things. But one of them is how expanded your imagination is. The one. That's probably the biggest one. Is how expanded your imagination is. How expanded your creativity is. If you got a low level of creativity and imagination, you're not gonna expand that far. Another one is your emotions and feelings. How expanded your emotions and feelings are, because you can have strong emotions and feelings, but only in one area. How expanded are your emotions and feelings? You see what I'm saying? Are you a person that emotionally, because that's the yin realm, that's your state of being. That's why they call it states of being. Literally, these are states of beings in the astral realm. Are you a type of person where you have far out states of beings? You can feel multiple different ways about a situation, or you've experienced multiple emotions and feelings before. That means your soul, your yin realm body, your emotional body, your emotions and feeling body, your vibration body, your state of being, or everything you want to call it, your vibratory body, all that has expanded out more forward and more far than most individuals. See what I'm saying? So that comes with a certain sense of knowledge that you got it to your spirit, and that makes actually your parameter, your spirit, that much more bigger too. You see what I'm saying? Um, that can manifest in certain situations too if you being more substantial, all because your spirit is that much more bigger, and it could come with an ability too. You could gain a certain level of knowledge and wisdom that led you to a certain ability that you gain from that too. See what I'm saying? But we ain't gonna get too far into that. But I'm just saying that is one of the biggest ones too. Because even the emotion feelings got something to do with creativity and imagination. Because the more farther your imagination and creativity is, the more ways you'll feel about certain stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because look at it. Even when I talk about emotions and feelings and how far that is, that ain't nothing but vibes. That's a vibe. Who can have the most further out vibe, the most unique vibe? You see what I'm saying? And you're gonna be looked at as not necessarily a star, but you're gonna be looking at as somebody that's unique here that others can follow. So you put the footprints in the stand because nobody really experienced that here before. So they see something, oh, and they like, oh, what's that? Let's lit. And if you can get the ball rolling with that and whatever, and attach it to whatever craft or talent you got or ability you got at the moment, either creatively or whatever, then people will look at you like, oh, you the first one to start that, and then you become something big too. So it works in many different ways, but just know that that's how it works when you start see. You got to become your own source. And if your spirit is too small and you get stuck here, and it's gonna take longer than maybe a lifetime or so to become your full only source, then you don't effed up. And I ain't gonna get into. I'm just say you don't effed up. I ain't gonna tell you what you should do to none of that stuff. I'm just say you know, cause see your spirit know. We could tell you not to do something all day, but your spirit know what it need to experience. All this religion, all this man-made telling you this, your spirit know what's really going on But see, that's the unconscious. So a lot of times you're not gonna really pick that up physically. But the more in tune you get, and your conscious level and awareness get more broader, you're gonna start to see it more in your own life and be more aware, have more clairvoyance to understand what's actually going on in your own internal realm and in your own life, and be able to see your spirit, what it's trying to, what is best for your spirit and stuff like that, and what path you let on. You see what I'm saying? That's how I go. But with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here. But yeah, you need to understand that because religious people could tell you all day what's on the other side and the other behind the veil all they want. But your spirit, it's the reason why some people do stuff to themselves. Cause their spirit, that it ain't all that you think it is. There, it ain't all this and it ain't all that. What they say negative and all that stuff. It ain't necessarily all of that. You see what I'm saying? Dictate what you got going on. What your spirit always know. It want to put you in a situation to do that to yourself if it didn't want to experience that because it felt like it was gonna put it in a better situation in the first place. Remember that. But with that being said, I'm gonna get up out of here, man. I ain't gonna beat that horse too long because that's a very touchy topic. That's why I just try to stray away from it and not even use certain words. I just say, you effed up. You effed up. But that ain't necessarily mean that that's the all be all either, and that's the end of the world because there's a lot of stuff that you can do while you here to accumulate your space. You know what I'm saying? It ain't all about just always giving out all the time. Sometimes it's just about see, here's the thing, but if you don't know what you're doing, it could be harder for you. And this is why a lot of people, if you a star seed or you even feel unique, you feel different, it's important for you to jump into some type of spirituality because that in itself is going to put you on a certain trail, a certain mind trail, a certain spiritual trail, a certain soul trail, a certain soul path for you to really start more, take you on that path where you might need other crutches first, but that's only going to help build you become your own source, aka to be able to go within your own self more and know your own self more. That's what this is. So you might start out with a religion, old flunk, what they call it, old flunk out religion, a crazy old religion that may be crap, but that's still your path. Ain't nothing wrong with that because that, even though you're using somebody else's system, that system is gonna help you develop your own spirit. To eventually, once you keep doing all these different philosophies and stuff, it's actually gonna help you aim more so internal. And this is what I mean by your spirit source. It starts out like this, and the more you learn, you get bigger and bigger. But eventually, get so big, you become your own source. AKA, that's like you knowing yourself more. Or you been in a situation where you can manifest your own stuff in your life that work for you. They go in your favor. Now, everything comes with the ups and downs, and in the realm reality we in is the way that it gets filtered in this realm reality. But it's important to understand that because these things will help you eventually find your true self anyway, or be able to know yourself better anyway, so that you can have your own spiritual system that you develop and benefit off of these things. But that's why knowledge is powerful. Knowledge is important in so many ways too, in so many shapes and forms. But with that being said, like I said, that's how that stuff play out. But if you not from here, you gotta build your vessel up. You gotta experience a little bit. You gotta cause you need that means you don't got no experiences like that yet. And you not from here, so it ain't gonna be all peaceful, pretty. You just jump into different stuff, learn this with the guys, and have some friends that you may learn from them, and get taught by certain parents and school systems, and they going the people that's from here learn their own spiritual path too. They on their own path too, but it ain't gonna be the same as you because you not from here. So a lot of things gonna play out as you being a black sheep of that family. You friends very slim to none. You may be very lonely. You know what I'm saying? Depending on how things play out their own. So you gotta understand that. And then, like I said, so the main thing is if you aren't from here, your main thing is to build your own source. AKA, how do you build your own source? That's expanding your spirit bigger, and that's expanding your spirit. Think of a star, because we all stars. What is the two star most important? What is the star's two most important qualities? A star's expansion, aka how big a star is, and how bright a star is. So that's how you look at your spirit, because this is what our spirit does. If you're trying to become your own source because you're a star seed, that's what you need to do because you're not from here. You need to expand your spirit bigger, aka expand your soul bigger. That's the same thing. A soul is an individual spirit. Expand your spirit. How do you do that? That's by experiencing more, aka jumping into more activities. Any form of experience is a form of expansion. Experience, expansion. Any form of experience is a form of expansion. So it could be anything. It could be picking up trash in the back of the bus. That's still an experience that's expanding your spirit that much more. Is that much more information and knowledge on you. It could be gardening out in a garden. No matter how small you think it is, that just made your spirit a little bit bigger. That's the experience you just experienced, a little bit more knowledge and awareness and information you got now. It could be planting. It could be working with the city. It could be martial arts and combat sports. It could be sports and athletics in general. It could be working out. It could be health. It could be spirituality, learning spirituality. That's a real big one because you learn yourself internally anyway. It could be surfing. It could be outdoor activities. You see what I'm saying? It could be art, artistic, anything in the world, anything you do in the world. I don't care if you go around stomping on bugs. If you that's an experience. You experiencing something. You literally doing something that it may seem stupid, but that's how the spirit works. And the more information and knowledge you get, the more accumulation you get. You see what I'm saying? And that's how you grow your soul or grow your spirit. And then what is your spiritual brightness? Spiritual brightness is your internal light, aka your internal energetic currency. The more energetic currency you have, the more bright you'll be. You can be small and bright and still become your own source. You can be big and dim and still be somewhat your own source. But it's important for you to blend these things in. You see what I'm saying? Because if you're super tiny, that's just as much more bright you're gonna have to be to become your own source. If you super big, but you super dim, you gonna have to be that much more bigger. Have to be that much bigger as a spirit to throw off the fact that you so dim that you don't have no light. You see what I'm saying? So you gonna have to be a super big spirit because you so dim. You see what I'm saying? But when you can blend both together, it's best for you to be broad and bright, big and bright. You see what I'm saying? And if you small and dim, you really you like I said before, you done effed up. You done effed up. If you small and dim, you done effed up. We ain't gonna say nothing like that on our channel no more. But you know what I'm insinuating. We ain't said it though, so you can't take nothing against me either. But you know what I'm talking about. You done effed up. You know what I mean when I say that. But like I said, it still ain't never no 100% do that. So you can go on that path of expanding your spirit and increasing your internal brightness. And let me edify a little bit more. I got 1 more minute with the spiritual internal brightness. Internal brightness is your energetic currency, right? And so what it consists of our energetic currency. This is why when you learn about the chakras and all these are internal energy fields, our main ones, these deal with our main energies. All just think of don't even worry about chakras. Just think about all the energies that's within us in general. What are our main energies internally? You got sexual energy, you got the emotions and feelings. These are actual energies, metaphysical. These are energies, and this is your energetic currency. You got your imagination, like your higher chakra, higher natures, like imagination. Um, uh, what else? You got like even when you talk about physically, because it's still a part of your internal to an extent. Like um, when you talk about like your blood flows. You see what I'm saying? That's a form of energy. The more blood flow you got, that's a certain vibration energy you in. That's the part of that red shift. That's the more powerful blood flow you got. That's a form of energetic currency. Um, your health, that's the green energy. So like the more nutrients and minerals you got inside of you, that's you being abundant with the green energy, with the health energy, and that'll play out in multiple different ways too. You see what I'm saying? With like being more fertile. Same way with the red. The red is kind of like got something to do with fertile, but that's more so just libido itself, and fertility comes out of that. But really, red itself, the more blood flow you got, that's just gonna help you have more potent libido in general, more sex drive in general. You're gonna be rock solid in general. You see what I'm saying? And then, but green energy, the health in general, that's more so specifically for fertility. And obviously, out of fertility comes you might have higher libido too. But green energy is mainly the fertility itself. So a lot of these nutrients are gonna feed your body and cells and produce more life forms physically within it. And so that's why green is another big energetic currency too, because that's the health energy. That's the more nutrients and minerals you got inside of you. This is a form of abundance. This is a form of you being abundant with health, you being abundant with the nutrients, you being abundant with the nurturing energy. And this will play out in everything because the more you have, all these vibrations and energies are colors. The more of a color you have, aka the more of that energy you have, you manifest everything out of that color. So, red deal with a lot of sex. So the more you got the red energy with you, the more you're gonna manifest a lot more sex. Um, Cause if you vibrate high on red, that means you got a lot of blood flow. That's a form of energetic currency, and that also means you got a lot of libido. And since that energy, that chakra is open, if you got a lot of libido, that means that root chakra is open to an extent. You're gonna manifest more out of that space, more out of that area of life in general. So you may be in a situation where you may either attract more sex or manifest more sexual situations and have more sexual opportunity, slim to none, than another person. I mean, easier slim or have to put in less work, slim to none, than another person who is not that filled with his sexual energies. It might have a person where it's lack down there, it's limp. So if they don't have other energies to balance that out, they may have a hard time attracting sex. If they don't have other like heart chakra energies, connective energies to connect with somebody, they may have a hard time drawing in another person. So if they don't have other chakras and energies that can cope with that to fulfill that of what you lack, then it may be harder for you to attract sexual energy in that area because that area is already vacant. You don't have nothing else to cope it to manifest people in sexually through any other way. See what I'm saying? Um, but these are all, it's multiple ones. There's even chi, which all these are forms of chi, but you got like chi that deal with like your yellow chi, like your overall aura, when all these things condense and creates your vitality as a whole. Like then there's many different internal energies, but there's many different more. But just understand that even meditation is a form of a currency. That's the more, that's like spiritual currency. That's the currency of just being strictly yourself. A lot of times things out of that manifest more is you having more peace in your life and things manifesting in your favor to an extent too, especially when you get real serious and heavy into the meditative energy, because that's giving you a sense of clairvoyance and clairsentience, clairvoyance, and clarity for you to see what's going on in your life. But with that clarity, you dashing out all thoughts and feelings, and you meditating to have that clarity. That's your truest space. That's tapping to you more so in your spirit, so you be more intuitive and see what's going on in front of you and have more guidance. So that's a big one too, and that's the actual energy currency that you build around yourself that you don't even see it, because that's the most outer one. You built that around these things, and that's a becomes a part of your aura, and that's your energy though. You see what I'm saying? So it's deep, man. But I ain't gonna get too deep because I'm already too far. I ain't even mean to go almost 40 minutes in, man. But I felt the need to break that down. Um, I hope people get the gist of what this video is about. Understand these things and take your spiritual path seriously. Life don't have to be as serious as it is, but at the same time, take its yin and yang. You see what I'm saying? You don't never have to be too extreme. Understand where things are serious and what you need to work on that you don't need to be playing with because it's serious in your life and it's not a joke. And then learn when things you need to let go sometimes and realize, hey, I don't have to work as hard. I could just do X, Y, and Z. Life don't have to be as hard as we always make it. You see what I'm saying? Learn how to, what they say, jump, bungee jump, put a jumper jacks, jump rope, do these things. You see what I'm saying? To learn what you need at the time and what the moment. Because everything, you need everything in moderation. Nothing's truly bad or good. These are all just experiences that was created. But with that being said, I'm going to let y'all go, man. We about, 37 minutes in? And this video, of course, was about sometimes you just come into the wrong life. And I broke everything down specifically so people should know exactly what I meant. And disclaimer, we're not encouraging nobody to do anything, any nonsense to anybody or any nonsense to themselves. We're not, you know what I'm saying? We're just speaking about the truth. So people that'll put people on the path to learn themselves and know themselves better. See, and I'm giving people hope. I'm giving people hope. I ain't calling people crazy like the government do. They just oh, he's crazy. Yeah, let's give you some medicine. No, I'm telling you the power that you got and how to even better yourself so you don't have to deal with that as much. Holla at me. Boom.